Imagine a stretch of ocean where planes vanish mid-flight, ships disappear without distress calls, and entire crews are never found. A place feared by sailors, worshipped by mystery lovers, and debated by scientists for decades. This area has been called many names: the Devil's Triangle, the graveyard of the Atlantic, but most of us know it simply as the Bermuda Triangle. But what really happens here? Is it nature's fury, human error, or something beyond our understanding? Tonight we uncover the real story behind one of the most famous mysteries on Earth and separate the truth from the tide of myth. Welcome to World Tales Uncovered, where we dive deep into the world's strangest mysteries, forgotten histories, and unbelievable legends, and reveal the truth that lies beneath them. If stories like these fascinate you, make sure you subscribe and join our growing community of curious minds. Now let's sail into the legend of the Bermuda Triangle and uncover how a patch of ordinary ocean became the world's most extraordinary mystery. The Bermuda Triangle, or the Devil's Triangle, is a loosely defined region in the North Atlantic Ocean. Its points are often drawn between Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. Popular lore claims that ships and planes mysteriously vanish here, but in reality, no government chart even recognizes this area. The U.S. Board of Geographic Names has no official file on it, and no map in the world officially marks the triangle. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, defines it simply as an area in which ships, planes, and people are alleged to have mysteriously vanished. In short, it's not a real region of geography, it's a region of imagination, a myth created more by media than by maps. Official agencies have been clear for decades. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard state there are no supernatural explanations for any maritime or aerial losses. According to them, the combined forces of nature and human fallibility outdo even the most incredulous science fiction. NOAA agrees, saying there's no evidence that this area has more disappearances than any other busy ocean zone. Simply put, the Bermuda Triangle is as safe or as dangerous as any other stretch of open sea. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle didn't come from ancient sailors or explorers. It was born in the mid-20th century. In 1950, an Associated Press article linked a few strange disappearances in the Atlantic. Then in 1952, a Fate magazine story by George Sand, also known as E.X. Sanford, outlined a triangular region and listed several lost ships and planes, like the tramp steamer Sandra, Flight 19, and a missing DC-3. But the phrase Bermuda Triangle was officially coined by Vincent H. Gaddis in 1964 in Argosy magazine's article titled "The Deadly Bermuda Triangle." From that moment, writers began connecting unrelated accidents, old sailing ships, lost aircraft, missing freighters, into a mysterious narrative that had no proof but endless intrigue. In the 1960s and 70s, the myth exploded. Authors like John Spencer, Richard Weiner, and especially Charles Berlitz made the triangle a global phenomenon. Berlitz's 1974 bestseller, The Bermuda Triangle, even suggested that the lost city of Atlantis was responsible. Writers added spice with ghost ships, underwater cities, and time portals. It was entertainment, not evidence, but it worked. The triangle became a pop culture icon. As journalists later noted, wild tales of sea monsters, aliens, and Atlantis made for far better headlines than pilot error or bad weather. Over the decades, dozens of ships and planes have vanished somewhere in the Atlantic, but only a handful became the foundation of the triangle legend. The first is the USS Cyclops, a U.S. Navy collier carrying 306 men, that disappeared in 1918 after leaving Barbados. She was overloaded with manganese ore, one engine was broken, and the seas were rough. No wreckage, no survivors. Later studies showed that overloading and structural failure were the most likely causes, not extraterrestrials. Two of her sister ships, Proteus and Nereus, sank later under nearly identical circumstances. Then came Flight 19 in December 1945. 5 Navy Avenger bombers on a routine training mission from Fort Lauderdale. After completing one leg, the flight leader radioed, "Both my compasses are out and I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale." Bad weather rolled in. The planes became disoriented, lost their bearings, and eventually ran out of fuel. A rescue plane sent after them, a PBM Mariner, also vanished, later suspected to have exploded midair from a fuel leak. The Navy's inquiry blamed navigational error and exhaustion, not aliens or portals. Next, Star Tiger and Star Ariel, 2 British passenger planes from 1948 and 1949. Both vanished during transatlantic flights between Bermuda and the Azores or Jamaica. Each flew near the limits of its fuel range. No distress signals, no wreckage. Experts blamed fuel miscalculations and the limitations of 1940s navigation. Then there's the Douglas DC-3, NC 16002, which vanished in December 1948 while flying from San Juan to Miami with 32 people on board. Investigators had too little data to determine a cause, likely a combination of communication failures and weather issues. And finally, the yacht Connemara 4 found adrift in 1955, its crew missing. At first labeled a ghost ship, it was later revealed that the vessel's anchors had dragged during a hurricane. Each case once seemed mystical. Each, when studied closely, turned out to have ordinary explanations. Storms, mechanical problems, navigation errors, or human mistakes. No wreckage ever pointed to anything paranormal. Scientists and sailors agree. The Bermuda Triangle is a challenging patch of sea, but not a supernatural one. Hurricanes and storms are constant threats. The majority of Atlantic tropical storms and hurricanes pass directly through this region. In the days before satellites, ships at sea often had no warning of an approaching tempest. Sudden downbursts of cold air, like the one that sank the Pride of Baltimore in 1986, could hit with explosive force. The Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current flowing from the Caribbean, also passes through the triangle. It can change weather in minutes and sweep debris miles away from crash sites, making recovery nearly impossible. Then there are Bermuda's coral reefs, the northernmost in the Atlantic and notoriously treacherous. More than 300 shipwrecks lie near Bermuda's reefs, many from long before the triangle legend ever existed. Before GPS and precise charts, one wrong bearing could doom a vessel. Another source of confusion was magnetic variation. Early triangle stories often spoke of erratic compasses. In reality, compasses behave differently because magnetic north and true north coincide only along specific lines of the Earth. In the triangle, that difference, called magnetic declination, can cause small directional errors. For inexperienced navigators, especially in the 1940s, those errors could prove fatal. And then there's the most common cause of all, human error. Misread instruments, poor weather interpretation, panic, or fatigue, all magnified by one of the busiest air and sea corridors in the world. Researcher Larry Kusha, who investigated triangle cases in detail, discovered that many mysteries were exaggerated or simply wrong. Some ships later returned safely, others crashed in storms that writers conveniently ignored. Kusha concluded that the rate of disappearance here is no higher than anywhere else in the ocean. In short, nature and human fallibility, not cosmic forces, explain the so-called curse. Despite the evidence, the wild theories never die. Some writers link the triangle to Atlantis, suggesting ancient energy crystals buried beneath the sea interfere with modern instruments. They point to the Bimini Road, a stone formation off the Bahamas, as proof. Geologists, however, explain it as a natural underwater ridge, shaped by erosion, not humans. Others insist on aliens. The theory says UFOs abduct ships and planes, popularized by the 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which even imagined Flight 19 being taken by extraterrestrials. But decades of radar data and investigations have found no credible UFO evidence. Some suggest time warps or dimensional portals, inspired by the psychic Edgar Cayce, who predicted that ruins of Atlantis would rise near Bimini around 1968. Believers tied this to an invisible vortex in the ocean, though physics, of course, offers no such support. A more scientific-sounding theory is methane gas eruptions, massive bubbles from the seafloor that could reduce water density and sink ships rapidly. Experiments do show it's possible on a small scale, but the U.S. Geological Survey confirms no evidence of such methane events in the Triangle region. And finally, there are the classics: sea monsters, giant squids, alien sea creatures, popular, spooky, and completely unproven. As Popular Mechanics once put it, stories about sea monsters, aliens, and Atlantis are more exciting, but the boring explanations hold more water. Modern science continues to debunk the myth. In 2025, researchers at the University of Southampton recreated the USS Cyclops in a laboratory wave tank. When exposed to 30-meter rogue waves, the model ship snapped in half, proving that physics alone could sink a massive vessel within minutes. This supports the theory that the overloaded Cyclops was simply overwhelmed by nature's fury, not swallowed by a portal. Australian scientist Dr. Carl Kruselnicki has repeatedly shown that the triangle's accident rate is statistically normal. The number of ships and planes that go missing in the Bermuda Triangle is the same as anywhere in the world, he says. Lloyd's of London, the world's leading maritime insurer, confirmed the same in a 1992 study. They charge no extra insurance premium for routes through the Triangle. Even NOAA itself declares there is no evidence that mysterious disappearances occur with any greater frequency in the Bermuda Triangle than in any other large, well-traveled area of the ocean today. Bermuda treats the mystery with humor. At Alboy's Point, there's even a triangular sign marking the spot, encouraging tourists to take a photo and prove you survived the Bermuda Triangle. Because, as it turns out, the only real danger here is our imagination. Picture the endless Atlantic, blue and calm one moment, black and furious the next. A plane flies through thick clouds, its pilot confused as his compass spins aimlessly. A ship captain watches storm waves rise like walls around him. In the chaos, radio calls fade, coordinates vanish, and silence takes over. For decades, we called that silence a mystery. But in truth, the Bermuda Triangle is not a place of magic. It's a mirror of nature's unpredictability and human vulnerability. Every legend here has a cause: storms, currents, mistakes, and the relentless vastness of the ocean itself. The truth isn't supernatural, it's simply powerful. If you love uncovering the truth behind the world's greatest mysteries, from ancient legends to modern myths, hit like, share your favorite theory in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to World Tales Uncovered. Your support helps us bring more timeless stories to life, stories that challenge what we believe and show us how legends are born. The Bermuda Triangle doesn't hide ghosts, aliens, or ancient secrets. It hides something far more human: our fear of the unknown, and our love for a good story. Because sometimes the real mystery isn't out at sea, it's in our imagination. This is World Tales Uncovered, where legends meet the truth.